to the Most High in Christ, words of encouragement for the broken, the bruised, the oppressed Israel. And Isaac entreated, Genesis 25 and 22, we're going to start there. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together. She was pregnant with twins. She conceived twins. And the children struggled together within her. The children struggled together within her. They were fighting in her womb. And she said, if it be so, if I'm supposed to be pregnant, if you meant for me to be pregnant, Lord, why am I having these complications? If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. She went to the prophet. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy wombs, and the manner of 2 people shall be separated from thy bowels. The manner, the type of people they are. They're going to be 2 different kind of people. They not like us. Ain't that what Kendrick Lamar said? They not like us. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. That's why they sneak attack us. And the elders shall serve the younger. And plus they're evil, They don't want peace. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red. That was Esau. He was the oldest. He was red. Blood showed through his skin. He had that type of skin he got now. And the first came out red all over, hairy, like a hairy garment. First came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. Didn't describe his brother because everybody knew what everybody had been used to seeing, the type of brother the type of phenotype, the phenotype of Jacob. He was common. His skin tone was from the ground. Everybody on the earth was Jacob's type, phenotype. And Esau took, let's read that. Let me start off and read that again. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took a hold of Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80. I think a score is 20. He was 60 years old when she buried them. Okay. All right. We're not going. Should I keep reading this? Where am I at? 3 minutes. Okay. And the boys grew. Do I want to read this? I think I made my point. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is one chapter. Let's go ahead and read this. And the boys grew, 27, and Esau was a cunning hunter, and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Esau loved, and Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob, and Jacob sod pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me. Jacob was cooking pottage, okay? I pray to thee, with the same red pottage. Feed me with the same red pottage. It was not done yet. For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, red pottage. He was cooking red pottage. Esau means red, right? We see here where they get the name Edom from, meaning red. His name was called Edom. His nation was called Edom. Esau, Edom. Esau, the red man. He's the true red man. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." He knew Esau didn't care nothing about being an Israelite or being a Hebrew. A Hebrew. Get it? A Hebrew. And Esau said, behold, he didn't care anything about being a Hebrew or being under the laws of God. He was later called the beast. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? He was not thinking about the future, right? And Jacob said, swear to me. Swear. You don't swear. It wasn't a joke because he swore. It was against the Bible to swear, right? So it was like a handshake. It was like your signature on a contract. That's what that swear was. It wasn't, what we call swear today. It was a signature on a contract. Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, he signed the contract, and sold his birthright. Here the Bible said he sold his birthright to Jacob. The Bible said that. You said Esau stole it. The Bible said he sold it to him. You lying devils. And Jacob gave Esau bread. That sealed the contract. Quick quo po. Quick quo pro. Quick quo po. You give me something, I'll give you something. The contract was satisfied. Both parties were satisfied at this point. The Bible said he sold his birthright. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and the pottage of linen, lentils. And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus said Esau, thus Esau despised his birthright. He hated it. He hated being a part of this family, of this people. He hated being a Hebrew Israelite. He hated it. He hated his family. Okay, let's go. Let's go here. Let's go here to. We're here at Second Ezra because we just read where Jacob had Esau's foot. We're going to show you the meaning of that. It looked like it was just placed in there. A lot of Christians just say, well, what does this mean? So we're going to show you what it means, okay? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Here's what's happening here. I'm going to start at the 7th verse, and I'm going to read to show you what's happening. This is Ezra. The first book of Ezra is Nehemiah. The second book is Ezra. The third book is First Ezra. The fourth book is Second Ezra. So Ezra was talking to the Lord, or an angel. He was talking to an angel who came in the name of the Lord. He was, okay, I think that's how it happened. We got to read up, go to the first verse and read down. Then answered I and said, Ezra answered the Lord. Let's see if we need to read up a little farther. In present years sought out, even the inventions. Okay, this is the Lord telling. This is the Lord. I should read this to y'all, because y'all ain't going to get it no other way. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read it. This is the Lord. This is the Lord talking here. You're going to get something out of this if you never read it. And that's who my target audience audience is a lot of time is the Christians and my family members who look at me like I'm crazy, when I talk, and they won't even get on my channel to see, but they'll get on Facebook and peep at it, where they won't have no trace of that they checking it out. So this is a lot of my ministry is to my family, my kids, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins. They check me out in secret. So this is. Let me see. This is Second Ezra 6, starting at the top. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the border of the world stood, before the borders of the world stood, before anything was created, there was nothing. Or ever the wind blew, wasn't no wind. Before the thunder and the lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid. Before the fair flowers were seen, or even the movable parts, Remember, God said in Genesis 1 and 1, God said, let there be. And then it started moving. The Spirit of God went over the face of the deep. The Spirit of God is the movable parts, okay? The movable power. I'm sorry. Before ever the movable powers were established. And that goes back to what I was saying in my other video. The power was not established until God spoke. That's when the power God created. That's when he created. In his mind, I'm creating. This is Christ. He made everything. This is my son. This is the lamb slain before the foundation of the earth. This is him making everything. He's the Word. The Word was the power. God speaking it, and whatever he says, he creates. Whatever he said, that Word created it. See, that's the movable power, his Word. He said, let there be this and let there be that. The Spirit moved over. Okay. Verse 3, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable power were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, okay, or ever the heights of the air, the winds, the hurricanes, he hadn't gave them, their boundaries, how high. This last hurricane was 1,000 miles in diameter, right? One hurricane took in that was at Paradise. Paradise. It started at the bottom of the mountain. It started in the ocean and went up the mountain in Tennessee. Went up the mountain with water and dropped the water down on the top of the mountain. And everything they had paved out, them city roads and them towns they had paved out, was nothing but a water slide. There was nothing but a water slide. God used it, and he went down through there and washed their whole town out. How did the water stay in place? Because they had already made a water slide by paving, cutting out the trees and cutting out the land and smoothing it out and paving over it and putting their concrete cities in there. And so God used that, okay? Before the heights of the air was lifted, before the measure of the firmaments were named, or ever the chimney in Shiloh were hot, okay? When we talking about volcanoes and all of that, he's just naming some of the sites on the earth. And ever the present years were sought out. Before time, before light and day, and the earth was revolving around the sun. The sun is one of the things that heat up the earth. And ever the present year sought out, and are ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned. And now that sin were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. Us, talking about the saints, just being sealed, God's saints. Sorry about that. Okay. This is God talking to Ezra. He's telling him what happened. Okay. He's telling him what he did. You ever seen that Atlas dude that sit down, he got his head in his hand? That's God. That's kind of God showing us. He sat down and thought about everything. Before he made everything, he said, verse 6, then did I consider these things. He said, before they were, he said, I considered these things that I just named, that you see in existence now. That's my work. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. Now I thought the Bible said that God created everything, that Jesus created everything that was created. But he did say the word, right? The movable power is the word, but he said it was him. So I hope y'all getting this, you scholars out there. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me, by the word, the power. My power made it happen. I spoke it, or I willed it into existence. Me alone. Me alone. The word became flesh and dwelt among us. In the beginning was the word was God, the word was with God. Everything that was made by, I'm paraphrasing. You go read it, John 1:1, was made by him. And y'all say, Jesus created. No, Jesus didn't create the everything. This right here saying, see, which one is right? Evidently, y'all not interpreting it right. Then did I consider these things, and they were made through me alone. Through me alone. Okay, we can discuss that later. And through none other. Me, through me. By me also they shall end. By me they shall end, okay? And by none other. Now you get that? So then Ezra asked this angel or God or the Most High God. He was, if it was an angel, the God was speaking through him. You know the angels are Israelites. You know that, don't you? The angels are Israelites. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of time? How can we understand time and the it's got to be a beginning. I know it's a beginning. So the beginning and the end, how can we understand that? So here's what he told him. He said, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of that which follows? So he knew that there was going to be an end of a world. Bible, there's other prophecies. There's going to be an end of the world that we see that he was living through, that the Israelites suffered under slavery, and he knew that the Israelites were going to inherit the earth again, right? Rulership. And so he said in the 8th verse, he said, and he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. That's the beginning. For Esau is the end of the world, When Esau is in rule, when his rule began to end, that's the end of the Gentile times. The Gentile had their time to rule. And Jacob is the beginning of that which follow. We all know that what follows. Isaiah 45:17. Everlasting salvation, everlasting world without end. That belongs to the Israelite. The world without end belongs to the Israelite. The rule, the kingdom, people who never will leave rulership. They will rule with a rod, make it, and they will have the laws of God in their hearts. It's going to be beautiful. And the hand of the man, and the hand of man is betwixt the heel, and the hand is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other questions Ezra asked, thou not. He didn't ask that after that. So you guys go ahead and read that. I'm gonna have to run you down here to 57. We got 20 minutes. I'm gonna run you down here. I think I'll make another video of that. So watch for this other video. I'm going to read from Ezra 6 and 54. I think I'll start there. Yeah, I'll start there, 6 and 53. Okay.